Hello everyone. Today I am going to start a new topic, concepts of working capital. There are two concepts of working capital, gross and net. Gross working capital. Gross working capital refers to the firm's investment in current assets. Current assets are the assets which can be converted into cash within an accounting year and include cash, short-term securities, debtors, account receivable or book debts, bill receivable and stock or inventory. Net working capital. Net working capital refers to the difference between current assets and current liabilities. Current liabilities are those claims of outsiders which are expected to mature of payment within an accounting year and include creditors or accounts payable, bills payable, and outstanding expenses. Net working capital can be positive or negative. Positive net working capital will arise when current assets exceed current liabilities. A negative net working capital occurs when current liabilities are in excess of current assets. The two concepts of working capital, gross and net, are not exclusive. Rather, they have equal significance from the management viewpoint. Permanent and variable working capital. We know that the need for current assets arises because of the operating cycle. The operating cycle is a continuous process and therefore the need for current assets is felt constantly. But the magnitude of current assets needed is not always the same. It increases and decreases over time. However, there is always a minimum level of current assets which is continuously required required by a firm to carry on its business operations. Permanent or fixed working capital is the minimum level of current assets. It is permanent in the same way as the firm's fixed assets are. Depending upon the changes in production and sales, the need for working capital over and above permanent working capital will fluctuate. For example, extra inventory of finished goods will have to be maintained to support the peak period of sale, and investment in debtors may also increase during such periods. On the other hand, investment in raw material, work in process, and finished goods will fall if the market is slack. Fluctuating or variable working capital. Fluctuating or variable working capital is the extra working capital needed to support the changing production and sales activities of the firm. Both kind of working capital, permanent and fluctuating, are necessary to facilitate production and sale through the operating cycle. But the firm to meet liquidity requirements that will last only temporarily creates the temporary working capital. It is shown that permanent working capital is stable over time, while temporary working capital is fluctuating. sometimes increasing and sometimes decreasing. However, the permanent working capital line need not be horizontal if the firm's requirement for permanent capital is increasing or decreasing over a period. Balanced working capital position. The firm should maintain a sound working capital position. It should have adequate working capital to run its business operations. Both excessive as well as inadequate working capital position are dangerous from the firm's point of view. Excessive working capital means holding costs and idle funds which are no profits for the firm. Paucity of working capital not only impairs the firm's profitability but also results in production interruptions and inefficiencies and sales disruptions. The dangers of excessive working capital are as follows. It results in unnecessary accumulation of inventories. Thus, chances of inventory mishandling, waste, theft, and losses increase. Second, it is an indication of defective credit policy and slack collection period. Consequently, higher the higher incidence of bad debts results, which adversely affects profits. Next, excessive working capital makes management complacent, which degenerates into managerial inefficiency. Next, tendencies of accumulating inventories tend to make speculative profits grow. This may tend to make dividend policy liberal and difficult to cope with in future when the firm is unable to make speculative profits. Inadequate working capital is also bad and has the following dangers. It stagnates growth. It becomes difficult for the firm to undertake profitable projects for non-availability of working capital funds. Next, it becomes difficult to implement operating plans and achieve the firm's profit target. Next, operating efficiencies creep in when it becomes difficult even to meet day-to-day commitments. Next, fixed assets are not efficiently utilized for the lack of working capital funds. Thus, the firm's profitability would deteriorate. Paucity of working capital funds render the firms unable to avail attractive credit opportunities, etc. The firm loses its reputations when it is not in a position to honor its short-term obligations. As a result, the firm faces tight credit terms. And enlightened management should therefore maintain the right amount of working capital on a continuous basis. Only then a proper functions of business operations will be ensured. Sound financial and statistical techniques supported by judgment should be used to predict the quantum of working capital needed at different time periods. A firm's net working capital positions is not only important as an index of liquidity, but it is also need as a measure of the firm's risk. Risk in this regard means chances of the firm being unable to meet its obligation on due date. The lender consider a positive net working as a measure of safety. All other things being equal, the more the net working capital firm has, the less likely that it will default in meeting its current financial obligations. Lenders such as commercial banks insist that the firm should maintain a minimum net working capital position.